Is therianthropy a phase? Well, most creators online and the forces in our comment section will die on the hill that no, therianthropy is not a phase. I'm not so sure on that. Putting aside the discussion involving fake Therians for a moment, what would a Therian phase even look like? Take Lee, for example. She's 12 and discovered the wonderful world of therianthropy in an online community. After some thought and self-reflection, she decides to adopt the label for herself. She frequently partakes in Therian activities, such as quadrobics and vocals, and genuinely feels at peace with her animal self. As time moves forward and Lee's life is filled with school and friends and many other exciting things, she feels her connection to the animalistic tendencies, they start to fade. Not much longer, it doesn't cross her mind at all. One day, while Lee is scrolling through old photos on her camera roll, she discovers videos of her doing quadrobics and feels maybe even a little bit embarrassed. She no longer feels like an animal and is not at all interested in the community or label associated with it. The general consensus from online information videos would argue that Lee is a fake Therian. It seems like pretty widely agreed knowledge rules that Therians always were and always will be a Therian. I don't really think that's true, but to fully explain why, we need to go back a couple more steps to regroup. What is therianthropy? The age-old question, right? Someone who identifies non-physically as a non-human animal. Typically, they experience animal urges, thought patterns, feelings, or behaviors. This or something adjacent is typically what crops up as the definition, but nowhere in that definition does it say that the state of identity is permanent. Take this analogy. When I was little, like tiny baby Clementine, I really loved raw onions covered in mustard. It was my go-to favorite snack, and I'd frequently request it. Fast forward 17 years, and I'd throw up if someone handed me a stinky plate of it. So, was I faking it? Surely, if I loved onions so much when I was younger, then I must love them now, right? Mustard onions weren't exactly a core identity piece for me. Therianthropy is at large very deeply rooted into who someone is. Snacks typically are not. But does it matter? Depending on your beliefs of what causes therianthropy, be it spiritual, psychological, etc., might change your opinion. But for the most part, I'd say that any form of therianthropy could be temporary. Let's say someone is a mental Therian. They experience shifts fairly often and manage behavioral urges throughout the day. Legit experience, paper-perfect Therian. But then let's say suddenly that one day they wake up and they no longer experience any of it ever again. No shifts, urges, behaviors, nada. Perhaps they miss it or are happy it's gone or whatever. It does not change the fact that at one point they fit the definition and now they do not. So how does this person label themselves? Ex-Therian? Is that possible? But once again, my question remains. Why does it matter? We put so much stress on properly labeling ourselves and those around us. All this does is force us into perfect box definitions when in reality there's way too much gray area for sharp lines. Lee wasn't just valid when she was 12. She's still valid, and however she wants to express and identify herself based on that is totally up to her. I feel so stressed about the idea that I was a Therian and I always will be. But now I'm starting to think that maybe that's not the case. Perhaps it changes daily, or moment to moment. Perhaps my identity with my animal side will flicker or fade or black out entirely. But I'm starting to feel a little less stressed about it and instead focus on who I am right now and what will help me feel the most at peace in the moment. If you're struggling to fit into all the right boxes, or feel that if you label yourself a Therian, you're signing your soul to the label, you're not alone. You're valid. And you always will be.